one concern that does come up is privacy. And for instance, if you look, I've got a name down here that says Flat Cap. In digital spaces, there are people that will have a name that they go by. How do I respect their privacy? When I'm online with them, I only use the name that they go by online. Even if I might have personal information, I don't call them that without information about them. So that's one way of establishing that I'm going to treat information with respect that I have around of someone and not violate those kinds of things. I might not also ask them in a public place about questions of things that were confidential. I will do that in a direct message to a person back and forth in a place that has more privacy. So if I knew, for instance, I was praying for you about someone, I saw you in a messenger post with public, I'm not going to ask you about it unless you previously have posted in that setting. So knowing the place that you're communicating, knowing the different etiquette of that platform and how it's done are things that are important. And then also on only revealing stuff about myself the same way. So if I don't want my name revealed, I let people know I don't want my name revealed. If I don't want my location revealed, and that's the thing too, when you're doing digital ministry, people can use VPNs in countries that are oppressive to the gospel. And they can use those privately. You need to really be careful when you have those relationships that you only share information that they have. You only share things that they have given you permission to share, because they can use those things to hide who they are so that they can get access to relationships with the greater community of the kingdom of God and be able to build relationships outside of their context, because it's not safe for them to share that information. So honoring those barriers, being conscious of those barriers, and doing those things. And then as far as yourself, if you have those concerns, you can use a VPN yourself. You can disguise your location to make yourself safer. You can give yourself a name so that nobody can take and find out who you are. And there are some spaces, I don't usually do this, but there are spaces where you can get an avatar and you just operate in a space as an avatar for your protection, so that you can be protected from anyone doing facial recognition or ID or those kinds of things, or you only go into voice communication whatsoever, so that you can help protect yourself from having your information out there. Another thing that I tend to do is I keep my accounts separate, my personal accounts, from some of my online accounts. I use different accounts so that none of my banking is used on my online accounts that I'm doing streaming and other things. So I don't accidentally allow myself to be compromised by those things. I also, and this isn't just about, doing ministry online and discipleship groups, but you don't want to compromise anyone else in your space either. So I keep all of your information private. I don't look at your information. I don't want to share information that if I got a breach, you would have. So by me having all of my stuff separate, if I get a breach of one email account, my communications with you are in a different place, so that my communications, if I get a breach, don't compromise other people as well. So I know that gets confusing when you have multiple accounts with multiple emails and two-factor authentication, but those are all good ways to keep yourself safe. Those are all good ways to keep other people's their information safe. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words here. I use a password protector. I have one sacred password between my wife and I that we store everything underneath that. I change my passwords regularly. I know this just sounds like tech information, but they're viable, because writing them down isn't a secure password. Having to change it all the time, my brain can't track all of them. I'm saying, I think I have 5 different email accounts. Those are used for different purposes. So I've taken steps to protect myself and other people, and those are just some of the things. There's probably other things I haven't thought of, and there's other creative ways of doing that, but they don't cost that much. Get it for your own self, get it for your family, get it for other people in your ministry, so that you can make sure you're protecting each other's privacy online from compromise and those kinds of things.